Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a moment that makes pretty much everyone wince. Forgetting someone's name.
Oh, yeah.
You know that feeling, you're mid-conversation, it's all going well, and then bam, their name is just completely vanished. Poof.
It's gone. It's a remarkably common social stumble, isn't it?
Totally.
So our mission in this deep dive is to really unpack this situation because it's just so relatable. We've looked at some source material stuff with real English phrases, practical tips for, getting through these moments.
Right.
We'll explore the actual language, the embarrassment factor, and even some clever little tricks to recover gracefully.
So what does this mean for you? Maybe you're prepping for a meeting, or you're trying to network, or maybe you're just really curious about the stuff. You'll walk away with some practical tools, definitely a deeper understanding of these everyday social hurdles. Okay, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So our source material kind of throws us right in with a classic scene. There's this guy, Nick. He runs into Anna, someone he met last week at a conference. They had a really good chat, actually, about foreign investment.
Right, so there's a connection there.
Exactly. Everything seems fine. They're chatting, but then Nick has that moment. You know the one?
Maybe.
Yeah, the total blank.
Yeah.
And he has to confess. He says, you know what, this is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind.
The direct approach. And what's fascinating here, I think, is Anna's reaction. It's so human.
Yeah.
She doesn't make it worse, right? Instead, she immediately reassures him. She says something like, oh, don't worry about it. Happens to me all the time. I'm terrible with names, too.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. And that just highlights how common it is. It turns this potentially super awkward moment into something shared, a bit of vulnerability.
Instead of just pure awkwardness.
Yeah.
It is such a relief when someone does that.
Totally.
I mean, we've all been Nick, haven't we? Searching for that name, it feels like it's locked away somewhere.
Absolutely. It's right there, but you just can't grab it.
Now, sometimes the forgetting isn't the only issue. Our sources also talk about this phrase in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And how it can be, more than just saying you're running late.
That's a great point. It's way more versatile than it sounds. I mean, yes, it literally means you don't have much time, you're moving quickly.
Right.
But the material we looked at kind of highlights this double function. It can be a genuine reason you forgot something. You're rushed, your brain's overloaded.
Makes sense.
But it can also be this really polite, kind of socially acceptable way to cut a conversation short. Or maybe sidestep an awkward spot, like maybe you have forgotten the name and need an out.
Oh, interesting. Like a social escape hatch.
Exactly. Think about it. Oh, sorry, can't talk now. I'm in a bit of a hurry. It works. The sources give examples like, can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry. Or I'll check these files later. I'm in a bit of a hurry.
It's a useful little phrase then. Okay, so let's say you're in that awkward spot, like Nick. How do you actually say you forgot? You used the phrase earlier, slip my mind. Right.
It sounds a bit casual, maybe, but it's super common. Why that phrase, though, instead of just I forgot? Is there a difference?
That's a really good question because, yeah, there is a subtle difference, I think. When something slips your mind, it suggests it wasn't deliberate. It implies it was unintentional, maybe temporary.
Okay.
Like the memory was there. It just kind of drifted away for a moment. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're thinking about 10 other things.
Retrieval failure, like the psychologists call it.
Exactly. Or just, cognitive load. It conveys that sense of, oh, shoot, it was there, but it just got away from me, rather than I didn't bother to remember.
Right. It softens it.
It does. And the examples from the source material nail this. Sorry, I forgot your email. It just slipped my mind. Or the classic, oh, no, it's your birthday. It completely slipped my mind. It really emphasizes it wasn't intentional forgetting.
Which is usually the case with names, right? It's not like you meant to forget.
Precisely. It's often just a glitch in our very complicated memory systems. And speaking of Anna's response, I'm terrible with names too. That brings up another really useful phrase. Terrible with something.
Yes. That one's huge.
It's not just names, is it? It's a way of admitting, hey, this is just not my strong suit.
Exactly. And it's so universal, this kind of self-assessment. The sources we looked at gave other examples being terrible with numbers or terrible with directions.
Oh, it's definitely terrible with directions.
Yes. Or even terrible with faces. Just admitting that can instantly lower the tension in a social situation.
Yeah, it creates common ground.
It does. It allows for shared understanding instead of judgment.
Yep.
Just recognizing, hey, everyone's brain is wired a bit differently. We all have things we're good at remembering and things we're, terrible with.
Makes you human. Okay, so let's get practical. The name is gone. It slipped your mind. Maybe you've even confessed you're terrible with names. What can you actually do besides just stand there awkwardly?
Right, the actionable stuff. This is where the practical tips come in. Our sources mention a couple of really good ones, especially for, say, business or networking settings.
Okay.
One straightforward one is just to ask for someone's card. Simple enough.
Yeah, pretty standard.
But another one, which is quite clever, is to ask them to write down their email address.
Ah, because?
Because usually their full name is spelled out right there in the email address itself.
Yeah.
John Smith at die, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's very sneaky. I like that. That's a keeper.
It's subtle. Yeah.
Yeah. But, is there a risk it might seem a bit, I don't know, transactional? Like you only want their details?
That's a fair point. I think the key is how you ask.
Okay.
If you frame it naturally, like, oh, hey, could I grab your email? I wanted to send you that article we talked about.
Oh.
Or just, let's connect. What's your email? It usually comes across fine.
Right. Context matters.
Absolutely. It's about leveraging a normal professional exchange to get the info you need while keeping the focus on the actual interaction. It often feels more like being proactive than just, digging for the name.
Gotcha. And it's not just work contacts, is it? I remember once totally blanking on an aunt's name at a family reunion.
Oh, no. The worst.
Total panic. Ended up just calling her auntie all afternoon and hoping nobody noticed. Our sources actually share a really similar story.
Do they?
Yeah, about forgetting a family member's name, an uncle specifically. And it just shows how deep this goes, how embarrassing it feels, even with people you absolutely should know.
Wow. What was the solution in the anecdote?
Same as mine, basically. Just called him uncle the whole time to dodge the name issue.
Sorry. It just proves the point. It happens to absolutely everyone. Doesn't matter if it's a distant relative or someone you met 5 minutes ago. That little memory blip is just human.
Yeah, that internal panic is real.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's about how you handle it. Right? And often if you recover okay, the conversation moves on. You might use a simple greeting like, so how's it going? Which the sources mention as a common alternative to, how are you?
Right. Just keep it flowing naturally.
Exactly. Let the awkward moment pass.
Yeah.
They also mention phrases like around here or right around the corner for proximity. Just those everyday bits of language that frame these interactions.
Okay, wow. What a deep dive, huh? We've really unpacked this whole universally awkward thing of forgetting names.
Oh, yeah.
Looked at the specific language like slip my mind or terrible with, how to navigate it, and got some genuinely practical strategies. Asking for contact details, that email trick.
Yeah, some good takeaways. And, it raises a bigger question for you, the listener, I think.
Oh.
Well, given how common this is, names, details, just slipping our minds in this fast-paced world, what does that really tell us about how human memory works? And maybe our social expectations around it?
Interesting point.
And maybe more importantly, how can we, proactively build connections that are stronger than just remembering a name? How do we make sure that even if the name escapes us for a second, the actual connection, the value we place on that person remains solid?
That's a great thought to end on. Something to definitely mull over.